नमस्कार, मी रवींद्र बोंद्रे, आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली, जिल्हा बुलढाणा येथे विज्ञान 2 हा विषय शिकवतो. तर सध्या कोरोनाच्या या वाढत्या प्रादुर्भावामुळे आपल्याला बाहेर पडता येत नाही, म्हणून घरी राहूनच आपला अभ्यास करायचा आहे, आपली काळजी घ्यायची. तर यासाठी आम्ही काही ऑनलाईन लेक्चर्स आयोजित केले आहे. आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली आणि इजी टेस्ट ॲप यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने काही लेक्चर्स आम्ही आयोजित केली आहे. सो टुडे वी शॅल सी द लास्ट टॉपिक और लास्ट phylum, hemichordia. This is the last phylum. We have seen 8 phylum earlier, but this is the last phylum. The name is Hemichordia. Hemi means it is intermediate between non-chordates and chordates. So non-chordates and chordates, because it is the last phylum of non-chordate and it has some characters of chordate also, so it is called hemichordia. So we shall see the characters. Before that we shall see a diagram. Now this is the diagram of Balanoglossus, one of the example of this phylum, Hemichordata. Balanoglossus. This is a worm-like structure and it is called acorn worm. Acorn worm. Now these animals are marine animals. All are present in sea water and at the base they have burrowing habit. All of them have a burrowing habit at the base and they are called as acorn worm, because meaning of acorn, body is soft and it looks like the nut of oak nut. Their head, this head looks like the oak nut, the shape of oak nut, and their head is same and hence they are called as acorn worm. The body is worm-like. There are 3 parts of the body. Now listen. This upper part, which is called head, that is called proboscis. Then middle part, collar. As we have collar, this collar is around neck. This is the middle part. Like that, collar and the remaining part, it is called trunk. So proboscis, collar and trunk, these are 3 parts of the body. Example is Balanoglossus. So proboscis, then collar and trunk. Proboscis is the head region, collar is the neck region, and trunk is the remaining part. These are the 3 parts of the body of this acorn worm or Hemichordata. Then another characteristics is that for the first time they have notochord in their head region. This animal has notochord in their proboscis region. Earlier in the earlier phylum there was no name of notochord. For the first time notochord is present in the proboscis or head of these animals. These are the characteristics. Then pharyngeal gill slits are also present in their body. So the body is perforated by, characterized by presence of pharyngeal gill slits. So these are 2 characters of chordates for the first time in this phylum, and hence this phylum is called a connecting link between non-chordates and chordates. Connecting link between non-chordates and chordates. So we shall see again the characteristics under this heading. Habitat, all the animals are marine animals. Then structure, we have seen the body is divided into 3 parts. Head-like structure called proboscis. The shape of this head or proboscis is like a oak nut or nut of oak, and hence this is called acorn. The nut of oak is called acorn, and hence it is called acorn worm. The body is soft because it is a worm. Then they live or they are present at the base in the burrowing height in the sea. Then notochord is present, as we have seen. Notochord is present in their head or proboscis. Then pharyngeal gill slits are present for the first time in these animals. Then most of the animals may be unisexual or hermaphrodite. Both types of animals are present, unisexual or hermaphrodite. So that is all about the characteristics of hemichordata. Example, one example is Balanoglossus and other is Saccoglossus. Balanoglossus and Saccoglossus, these are the two examples of this hemichordata. So these are the characteristics of the animals belonging to phylum Hemichordata, and Hemichordata is called connecting link between the non-chordates and chordates because it contains for the first time some characters of the chordates, like presence of notochord in the proboscis region and presence of pharyngeal gill slits, and hence it is called connecting link between non-chordates and chordates. So with that is the end of non-chordate animals. We have seen 9 phylum, right from Porifera to the Hemichordata. Now the next part, the advanced animals we have to see, and under the head called phylum Chordata. Before that we shall see classification of Hemichordata or classification of Balanoglossus. We have seen example. So under the head, kingdom, animal kingdom, then phylum, and kingdom, then subkingdom, non-chordata, then phylum, just we have seen Hemichordata, and example either Balanoglossus or Saccoglossus. We shall write Balanoglossus and underline each. A question for 1 mark can be asked that classify Balanoglossus or classify Saccoglossus. So you have to write this classification. So that is all about the Hemichordata and non-chordate animals. Now we shall see next animals, phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata, and this phylum Chordata are characterized by, we shall see the characters of chordates. We have already seen at the start of this chapter. Again we can make a revision. The first, presence of notochord. All the animals belonging to phylum Chordata have notochord during some stages of development. This is the first character. Notochord is present during first early stages or some stages of their development. Then second, pharynx is perforated by gill slits. Pharynx is perforated by gill slits during some of the developmental stages. Then third, they contains heart on ventral side. Heart is present on ventral side, and fourth, the spinal cord. A long tubular spinal cord is present on dorsal side. So these are four characteristics of phylum Chordata. Again, presence of notochord during some developmental stages. Pharynx is perforated by gill slits during some developmental stages. Then heart is present in all these animals on ventral side, and spinal cord is present, which is long and tubular on dorsal side. And this phylum Chordata is again subdivided into three subphylums. We shall see which are the three subphylums of this Chordata. The first subphylum is Urochordata. Second is Cephalochordata. And the third one is Vertebrata. These are three subphylum under Chordata. We shall see one by one. Today we have to see subphylum Urochordata and subphylum Cephalochordata, Vertebrata in the next class. So first we shall see Urochordata, subphylum Urochordata. We shall see the characteristics of this. Again under the heading habitat, all the animals belonging to this phylum, subphylum Urochordata, are marine animals. All are marine. Then these animals, diagram we shall see. Their diagram is like this. They are sac-like structure. And the example is Herdmania. Now this is the complete body, and their skin is perforated by, the complete skin is perforated by either tunic. Their skin is called tunic. So Herdmania is the example. All animals are habitat. They are marine animals. Then the body is sac-like. Then the skin of the body is called tunic. Then these animals, when they are in the larvae stage, like this, larvae stage, then they contain notochord in their tail region. Listen, notochord is present in their tail region, in this part. Suppose this is the head, then this is tail. In this part, notochord is present, and hence these are called as Urochord. Notochord is present during earlier development, because this larvae is the early primitive stage, and they are freely swimming in water, and in their tail region they contain notochord, hence they are called as Urochordata. When they become adult, when this larvae metamorphose into adult, at that time they settle at the bottom, and then they become adult. So at that time it settle at the bottom, and then it become mature or metamorphose into adult animal at the bottom. Then all animals are hermaphrodite. Most of the animals are hermaphrodite. We have seen the meaning of hermaphrodite. When both the sexual gonads or when both the sexual organs are present in the same animal, then it is called hermaphrodite. Most of the animals are hermaphrodite. Then example of these animals: Herdmania, then Doliolum. These are the some of the examples of this Urochordata. Then we shall see classification of these animals. So we have seen that why they are called as Urochordata, because the notochord is present in their tail region in larvae stage or primitive stage, and these larvae are free swimming. But when this larvae is metamorphosed into adult, the adult settle at the bottom. Now they cannot be swim or move freely. Their skin is called tunic, or also called as paste, and they are bag-like structure. Now we shall see example. We have seen Herdmania and Doliolum. We shall see classification. Classification of this animal. For example, Herdmania, under the head kingdom, then phylum, then subphylum, and example. So kingdom, animal kingdom, then phylum, Chordata, then subphylum, Urochordata, an example either Herdmania or Doliolum. These are the examples. So underline it. So these are all the characters of the subphylum, animals belonging to subphylum Urochordata. Then second phylum we shall see. The second phylum, Cephalochordata. Chordata is the second phylum. Now we shall see the characteristic. Before that, we shall see one of the example. Now this animal is Amphioxus. Amphioxus. Again, all animals are marine. We have seen Hemichordata, we have seen Urochordata, we have seen Cephalochordata. All animals were marine animals. They were aquatic animals and marine. Now this animal, listen, this animal looks like fish. The body is completely spindle shaped. The body is spindle shaped, or we shall say that boat shaped. So that like this generally. So there is a less resistance of water while swimming in the ocean, because they are narrow at both the ends and broad in the center, boat shape. So what happens when they swim in the water? There is less resistance of water, and hence it is called spindle shape. Then these animals have notochord throughout the body. Now listen, we have seen in Hemichordata notochord in the proboscis or head region. We have seen notochord in Urochordata in tail region. Now here notochord is present throughout the body. So development are step by step. So this is advanced. So then pharynx is perforated by. These pharynx have large number of gill slits. Now listen, all these are gill slits, and these gill slits are used for exchange of gases in water. Means intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. For that, which oxygen, dissolved oxygen in water, that is used by exchange by these gill slits, and they are present in the body. So now they have complete characters of chordate. Now presence of notochord, presence of pharynx, they are present. Then body is spindle shaped, so they can swim easily in water because there is a less resistance of water while swimming. Then most of them are unisexual. Most of the animals are unisexual. Males and females are different from each other. And now we shall see example. Example, Amphioxus is the example, which is fish-like animal, and classification of this animal under the head kingdom, then phylum, then subphylum, and example. Again kingdom, animal kingdom, then phylum, chordata, then subphylum, cephalochordata, and example is Amphioxus. So that is all about subphylum Cephalochordata. Cephalochordata means the notochord is present throughout the body. So with that, that is the end of second subphylum Cephalochordata. Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and third phylum subphylum is Vertebrata under Chordata. That we shall see in the next class. Before that, some questions for you. The first question about this topic: why hemichordates are called connecting link between non-chordates and chordates? The question can be asked for 2 marks or 3 marks, or sometime it is asked that give reason. Hemichordates are called connecting link between chordates and non-chordates. Second question: which characters of chordates are shown by balanoglossus? Balanoglossus means acorn worm. We have seen the characters. Third, state the characteristics of phylum Chordata. 4 characters we have seen. Next question: what are urochordates? We have seen the reason, answer. And the last question: what are acorn worm? So all these questions already we have seen while studying this topic. So that's all for today. Stay at home and stay safe.